Hey everyone, it's Lucy from KBeautyHobbit.com. It is that time of the year. Let's talk about fall skincare tips. These are in no particular order because I see all of them as valuable, so let's just get into it. I don't know about you, but the one thing that just absolutely plagues my fall and winter are dry hands. My hands get so dry they actually crack and bleed. It is absolutely horrendous. A few years ago, I made a dedicated video just about hand care, but I wanted to touch on that here because I feel like prevention is key. Start early, start now to avoid the problem because it is so much easier than trying to heal the cracked, bleeding, dry, sore hands. And especially with everything that's been going on since 2020 and just how much more hand sanitizer we're using, I feel like hands are really taking a beating. So my main tip about hands is to use gloves. And I don't just mean outside gloves. Yes, as soon as it gets cold, start wearing outside gloves. But I also mean gloves when you're cleaning and gloves if you're working with anything potentially abrasive. I really feel like those help. And then occasionally I like to do a full routine on my hands. So I will use my face toners, essences, serums, and creams on my hands to get all that extra hydration. Now, if you are on a budget and you don't want to soak your hands in expensive or potentially expensive toners and things, you can also just let your hands soak in lukewarm water either while you're taking a bath or just fill a sink and just submerge your hands all the way in water and let them sit for a little while, and then take them out, and while they're still damp, put in some nice occlusive hand cream or even something as robust as Vaseline if you can stand the texture, because just simply putting cream on hands, it's the same thing as with the face. Just putting on cream on dry hands, there's no actual moisture there to lock in. But if you're getting either water or some toners or essences there first and then using your occlusive layer of a moisturizer or something like that, then you will have a much better chance to actually improve the condition of the skin. And you can also put really heavy moisturizer on before bed and then put on gloves and sleep in those. I personally can't stand that feeling, so I have a hard time doing that. But if you can deal with it, then try that. I also really enjoy doing an occasional hand mask. Now, all of these I'm going to show you, I actually haven't tried these yet, but I've tried other ones. I've had Innisfree in the past and they worked best. So I've bought this one. Let's see, what is this one? And Pranny, Holika. It's a Holika mask, and then I got this one. This one is a Japanese one. That Lucky Trendy something. I got these on YesStyle, and then I also got some finger gloves that are supposed to condition your nails because my nails is another thing that really suffers. I will be putting reviews of all of this on my Instagram at KBeautyHobbit and on my blog KBeautyHobbit.com once I use it, but those are just the examples I have on hand to show you. All of that's to say that there are some hand-specific treatments that are really nice. However, I think that daily care is what really makes a difference. And then, I'm not a doctor, but to me, washing your hands is much more gentle than sanitizing them. So if that's an option, especially if you're using lukewarm or slightly cool water, not hot water, I always take that option myself because that's supposed to be just as effective as sanitizing, but not as harsh on the skin. Another problem area for me in the cold, dry seasons are lips, and same thing here, prevention a lot easier than treatment. So what I do is all year long, actually, I try to use some lip sleeping masks. The one I currently have is this Klavuu one. I've showed it before, I think, in other videos, or definitely talked about it on my Instagram. For me, this works better than Laneige, but Laneige is another iconic option, or whatever you like. You can use Vaseline as well. This one looks like this and smells like vanilla, kind of. My sense of smell is slowly returning after a recent illness, but it's not 100% there yet. Yeah, I can sort of smell a little bit of it now. And then, of course, lip balms, those also help. I prefer mine to have an added benefit of an SPF in it. I really like these ones. This is the Rohto Mentholatum. This one is tinted, but not really. I'm actually wearing it now. I don't know if you can see the little tint. I mean, it's super sheer. But they make clear ones. They make unscented ones. I like this one. See? Yeah, I can't smell it at all, but I do know that it had a scent before I got sick. I think this one is peach or something like that. I'll put links in the description box for everything. But just take care of your lips. And then of course, if you're going to be outside, especially if it's windy or snowy, I will even pull up a scarf all the way up to my nose. Next is adjusting your skincare routine for the face. Now, I want to be clear that you don't have to run out and buy an entire new routine. I mean, that's not the most economical way, but it's also not necessarily needed for most people. Definitely do whatever works best for you. You definitely still need daily SPF, no matter how cold or hot it is outside. The UVA rays, the aging ones, are present any time of the year, even on overcast days, and they do a lot of damage to the skin over time. I'm not going to preach about SPF here because I could go on for hours and hours, but just know that it's super important. I sometimes will opt in for a more moisturizing SPF formula, something that is a little bit richer, or I will add a moisturizer before I do my SPF. While in the summer, I typically just do SPF in the morning, and that's enough of a moisturizer for me. So that's one example of a change that I make. If you are not a retinoid user, but you've always wanted to try, it's a good time to introduce retinoids in the fall and winter because there's less sun exposure, and retinoids do make us more sensitive to the sun. Again, SPF is always a must, but if you're looking for like the best season of the year to introduce retinoids, fall and winter are probably a good time. I personally use retinoids all year long. I like Dr. Different. Not necessarily because it's the best ever. It's really nice, but mostly because it's really like the only one I've tried, and I have quite a bit of it from PR, so that's what I'm using. I really do like it though. But there are other ones and some non-Korean ones, actually more non-Korean versions than Korean versions exist. And it's something that sometimes you can even get for free with a prescription. My last, but maybe even most important tip is to adjust your environment to the best of your ability. For me, that's using an extra humidifier, especially in the bedroom when I sleep. That really helps with the skin, but it also helps with all the respiratory stuff for me. I get really bad bloody nose type things when the air is very dry, so I wake up and there's just dryness, and then if I use a Kleenex there's blood. It's not sexy, but that's what happens, and the humidifiers really help with that. And then, as I mentioned already, cover up when you're outside. If you can shield yourself from the wind with a scarf or some sort of, I don't know, hood or whatever you have, and obviously limit to the best of your ability the time outside when it's really windy or really cold. And another environmental thing that I do, or that I want to talk about, and this isn't necessarily fall and winter related, but I thought I'd mention it here because it's been such a game changer for me. This is not a sponsored video. I do have an affiliate code with them though. I will put that in the description box. But the Sleep&Glow pillow, I finally got my hands on one, and it's amazing. So I originally started wanting it when I heard Dr. J talk about it. Then Robert Welsh talked about it, and I was basically like ready to shell out for it. Then I saw Jude Chow from 50 Shades of Snail talk about hers and how she even bought the second one now because she likes it so much, so that her partner could have the first one. I'm like, okay, I have to get it. I was all ready to buy it, and then I decided to message them to see if they would maybe send me one, and they did. They sent me one, so thank you. But full disclosure, I was ready to spoil myself. It is the best freaking thing ever. I love it. It looks super weird, right? So it has these like cutouts, and this is in their this is their brand of pillowcase, but you can use a regular pillowcase. Obviously this one fits it perfectly, but it has these cutouts and then kind of this like dip here in the middle. So when you sleep, if you're a side sleeper like me, your face goes here, so this supports kind of your chin area and like your forehead kind of, but then the rest of your face goes here. And so when you wake up, you don't have all these lines and bags and all these other things that come from smushing your face into the pillow all night. And if you're a back sleeper, your head can be nestled right here, and then this part here supports really nicely in neck and shoulders. And so while I appreciate the vanity aspect of using this pillow, I really do wake up without any lines, and I feel like the sleep lines are more noticeable in the fall and winter because my skin gets a little bit more dry. But the best benefit, and the reason why, if something happened to my pillow today, I would immediately buy a new one, is because my back, my neck, and my shoulders don't hurt anymore when I wake up. Like, this is just such a wonderful, comfortable thing. I have all kinds of issues with my neck since birth and a lot of my other joints. Whatever. I don't want to get into it. let's just say this has made a drastic difference in how I feel from the pain level. So to me, it's worth it just for that. And to me, all the beauty perks are just that. They're perks, they're nice to haves. But if you are looking for more of the beauty impact of reduced wrinkles and such, this does it. And like I said, I have a code with them for 10 bucks off. I'll put it in the description box, or maybe I'll put it here somewhere, I don't know. But it's amazing and I highly recommend it. And they make a couple different kinds. They also make a pillow that goes in the center of your chest to prevent wrinkling there, especially if you're somebody with a larger size of the assets up there. I haven't tried that, but this is my favorite and I love it. And like I said, if something happened to it, I would run out and get another one immediately. It's worth every dollar to me. Even though I got mine as PR, I would buy it happily. Those are my best fall and winter tips. Please leave me yours in the comments. I'm always learning. You can find me on Instagram at KBeautyHobbit, my blog, KBeautyHobbit.com, in my private Facebook group, Korean Beauty Fanatics. I'd love to have you there. We are over 60,000 members strong now, so there are lots of good discussions and reviews going on, and all those kinds of things. I will see you in my next video. Until then, please remember to always listen to your skin. Thank you so much.